Welcome back to Reddit with Riss. Today we are reading stories from r/MaliciousCompliance. The first story is from you/pocketful of uranium, entitled, I'm redundant, but you need me? Enjoy the wait for my work. I've worked for my company for 7 years. I love it. It's a great place, except for my boss. She's a liability and has been the cause of several almost employment tribunals. All have been paid off to settle. But as she's been shagging the owner, she gets away with it. Anyway, we all know what's happening in the world, which is why I've been made redundant. I'm okay with this. It's expected. I was furloughed, and since coming back part-time, I knew it was likely to happen. But I mentioned my boss is a dick. Well, she told me that she wouldn't be able to pay my notice out because she needs all my help while she has it. Well, that to me was a kick in the teeth. Why am I redundant, but you need me? I'm only working 2 days a week, but as it's my notice period, I'm paid for the full week. It's agreed I work Tuesday and Friday. Fine. I'll allow all my emails to build up from her with requests for things. She doesn't know where things are. She needs this information immediately. Nope, I'm working from home and don't have a company-issued mobile, so she can't force a call. Here is where my malicious compliance comes in. I get the work done as she sends it over, but don't send it back until the last 10 minutes of my working day. She's then slammed by emails from me and has to go through them to find what she needs. And just to make it fun, sometimes I send her random crap that she may need once I'm no longer there, which is usually just junk mail, vaguely relevant to our industry, that would have been normally deleted. It's only been 2 weeks, but her exasperation is rising and she has another 5 weeks before my notice is up. I'm doing my job so she can't say anything about it. I'm just being very conscious of doing a good job and only sending things when I'm sure they're ready. Our second story is from you/CatJesus, entitled, Treat all prank calls as though they're serious. Sure, have fun making 180 extra large pizzas. I work at a major pizza delivery chain that has so far been unsuccessful in out-pizzaing the Hut. Our store is in a college town and everyone is bored as hell right now for obvious reasons. So we've gone from maybe 1 prank call a day to at least 3 to 5, which isn't much, but still really annoying with how much more business we've been getting, again, for obvious reasons. The worst part is how uncreative and low effort most of them are. At least 80% of them are, can I get a boneless pizza, or is this the Krusty Krab, with the occasional insert GTA fast food order, copy paste here. This had been going on for way too long, so I took up the habit of just hanging up whenever somebody starts saying some stupid shit. The boss wasn't too happy about this, but didn't care enough to say anything until an incident where I hung up on someone who wanted the boneless pizza and had called back pissed because he actually wanted to order. So I get a stern talking to from Boss Man, and he sends a message to the company's group chat app saying, I know we've been getting more prank calls than usual, but please don't follow in certain people's footsteps and just hang up on them. Take the calls as seriously as possible. If they order something we can't make, calmly explain it to them and offer them something we actually do sell. We want to try to make money off of them, even if they're acting dumb. So the very next call is where the fun starts. Thank you for calling. What can I get you? I'm so hungry. Can I get an extra large pizza with every triple topping? I'm sorry, ma'am. We can only go up to 1 extra and double topping. Okay then. Can I get like 20 XLs of every meat y'all have? So like 20 pepperoni, 20 sausage, etc., etc. These people are obviously high as hell and giggling in the background the whole time. Sure, give me a second to ring it all up. Okay, so that's 180 pizzas. The total will be 1,000. I don't remember the actual price, but close enough. It'll take about 3 hours. Awesome, thanks. We'll pay with a check when we get there. Dowtone. So I place the order, and not 30 seconds later I hear, what the actual fuck? From the boss, and he runs to the computer. How are they paying for this? He asks me. I respond, they said with a check. We still do take checks for orders over 200, right? He responds, they can't be serious. Was this a prank call? I say, not sure, boss. You said to take all calls seriously. He just grumbles and picks up the phone and calls the customer, and all I hear is super low laughter as he hangs up. Meanwhile, other employees have actually started making the ridiculous order without noticing anything weird about it. So by the time the boss finishes the call and cancels the order on the computer, there are already 5 XL pepperoni pizzas in the oven. So we got free dinner for everyone working that night, as well as another message in the group chat app simply saying, in regards to my last message, please just use good judgment when taking orders. Our next story is from you/poshbo. I work for a leisure company. Think soft play, indoor soccer, laser tag. Can't be specific. Prior to lockdown, managers and the big bosses were negotiating the renewal of our lease on one of our parks. Things were going mostly smoothly. However, the landlords were difficult to contact. Then 2020 shit hit the fan. All of our sites were closed and everything was thrown into a mess. Negotiations began to slip down the priority list. Nobody thought that the landlord would push an eviction for an expired lease during this period, especially with it still getting rent despite the closures and the closure of every business and restaurant in the immediate area. We were wrong. A few days ago, we received a letter saying we had 7 days to leave the premises and take everything with us. We were reminded that anything left in the building after 7 days will become the landlord's property. That line is very important. Now, a lot of construction goes into installing our equipment into a new building, which makes emptying one even harder. At a lockdown with no staff and most businesses shut, it meant that saving much of our assets would prove to be extremely difficult. To lose a profitable sale and all of its assets is definitely a blow to our company, but here is where it gets worse. A few days into our 7-day eviction, we find out that the landlord has been advertising our park to a few competitors. But he isn't offering just the building. He's offering all of our stuff pre-installed. Quote, ready to go, just needs rebranding. Quote, the landlord has evicted us from the property in an attempt to increase rent and make a solid profit from our equipment installed because he thinks we won't be able to empty the park. We were furious. And here's where the malicious compliance came in. We were told we had 7 days to move everything we owned out of the property. So that's what we did. Local businesses from all around offered free space to store our things. A few people came back out of lockdown and they all spent the rest of the week removing, selling, or destroying everything that was related to us. We didn't even leave light fittings. In every other site vacation we have had, we have always ended up leaving thousands of dollars worth of disco lights in the ceilings because they're too hard to get. We leave most of the construction in, as well as other things like the bars and kitchens. That all stay intact, recognizable as what they once were, but not this building. We ripped up the flooring we installed, tore down the walls that were not part of the original structure, wooden walls to divide up the space, ripped apart our manager's offices, and removed all artwork and lockers. The landlord now has every deal he has been making dead in the water. A large renovation bill to install new floorings, etc., or a company willing to do it themselves like we were. Lockdown has been extended another 4 weeks, so he has at least another 4 weeks without rent. We were paying and won't have any potential buyers. Silver lining, the assets we got out of the site, fridges, TVs, equipment, food, tables, have all been sold, and the lack of rent and additional income has helped the business and paid staff wages. Update. Hi everyone, I'm sorry for how long an update has taken. I was waiting for things to unfold. Here's what happened next. We handed in the keys and it was probably the quickest handover we've ever had. The landlord clearly didn't want to make any kind of conversation, and there was definitely an elephant in the room, but he definitely said nothing about the lack of equipment. Complications did arise when we went back to various deposits, but he had no cause to withhold the deposits from us as the building was in excellent shape. We conducted much of the maintenance work ourselves, so the building was in a significantly better condition than we had found it. We also cleaned up 99% of the rubbish and dirt from our demolition crusade, so he couldn't bill us for cleaning. A very minor bit of pressing from our legal team meant that we received everything owed back in full. The building is still vacant, and as of yet, we don't have any potential buyers. At this moment in time, our company is still standing despite the pandemic closures and lack of business. Staff are all employed and doing well. Thank you so much for listening to Reddit with Riss. We really appreciate it. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe, like this video, or leave us a comment.